and welcome to episode 21 of the Crochet Luna podcast. My name is Claudia and I'm coming to you from the San Diego area in Southern California, where it is hot, hot, hot. I apologize if you can hear the background fan, but it just can't be helped. I will melt if I don't have this fan on. It is so hot right now, and I don't know if I've spoken to you guys about this previously, but in my house we have very limited air conditioning, so it makes it for quite the challenging summer. So welcome back to everyone who is a repeat viewer, and for all my new subscribers, hello and welcome. I hope you enjoy the episode. It's a very special one. We will be talking about the Summer of Romance Cow, which kicks off today, June 15th. Today is Friday, June 15th. It is day one of the cow. So let's get started. I first want to start the episode by giving you a little life update. My kids are home for the summer break. They got out of school on June 5th, my birthday, and they will be heading back on August 15th, which is really not a long break. And I shipped them off to my parents because they love to hang out with grandma and grandpa, and they just got back home yesterday to quite the news that they no longer have bedrooms in that house. No, they've lost their bedroom privileges. And why is that? Because the rooms are a mess and they refuse to clean them and keep them clean. So I figure if you don't want to clean your room or keep it clean, then you don't deserve a room. So they've lost their bedroom privileges, and they have been given tasks to be able to earn their bedrooms back. And one of those things is going back to my word of the year, which is organize. They now have the challenge before them to decide what they want to keep, what they want to donate, and what they want to trash. And because the situation with the rooms is so out of control right now, I realize that they're not going to be able to do it all in one day. So I'm breaking it up into little tasks every day. So hoping within a week they will be able to get their rooms back, and I will have some peace of mind. For now, I've set up our camping cots in the living room where they are allowed to sleep. I know some of you guys are probably thinking I'm crazy, but there just has to be a way that I have to teach these kids that, you know, they have to keep the rooms clean. It's just as simple as that. I had to do it myself. And I think part of the problem is that they just have too much stuff. Bottom line is they're gifted, they're given, they just collect so much stuff. I mean, my daughter has a rock collection in her room. Yes, a rock collection of just everyday rocks that she's picked up. And I actually don't care that she has that, but what I don't want is a rock collection on the floor that you can step on and hurt your feet. So that's where I'm at with the kids. It's a summer-long project to get them to get their rooms in shape and to get them to be more responsible. On top of that is getting them to be more helpful around the house, and of course to do some academic stuff like reading and some workbook work, so their brains don't turn to mush. Because if it was up to them, I don't know if it's just my kids, but if it was up to my kids, you would literally find them in bed with their iPad 24/7. So we are going to be getting out and doing some outdoor stuff. We're going to be limiting screen time. We're going to tackle the messes that they make in their room and getting them back into their room, and just having less stuff. There's just no reason to have so much crap, basically. So that's where I'm at. That's my life update. Health-wise, I will tell you that I've been struggling. I've been struggling because I've been on, if you're a first-time viewer, I'll just give you a quick recap. I was diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis when I was 25. I turned 46 this past June 5th. So I've been living with that condition for quite some time, and I'm down to the point where I am on 4 medications. One of them is prednisone, which is a steroid that long-term effects of it are not very good, and I've been trying to get off of it for about a year and a half. I've been trying to get off the prednisone, and it's just not worked out. But I had a goal in my mind that by my birthday this year I was going to get off of it, and I've been working hard, and it's been sort of like being at war with my body, and it's very draining, and it's just exhausting because the body gets used to having a certain drug in the system, and when you start taking away that medication, it doesn't like it, and it lets you know. So I've been off the steroids since, I think it's been 3 weeks now, and I'm still battling it. I suffer from insomnia. It's made my insomnia worse. It's just, it's like a battle. Like I can't describe it in any other way except that I am in a battle right now with my body to try and let go of the dependency on the steroid. But I'm getting through it. I won't lie, it's been difficult. It's exhausting, really. And so I've been trying to stay positive, and I've been trying to look at the good things that happen being on less medication. And so that's sort of what I'm holding on to. I just want to send a quick shout out to Zelda, who is the mail lady, and she has a YouTube channel, Zelda NRJ3. I will put her channel name here. She's someone who also suffers from arthritis, and she and I kind of talk about, you know, what's going on. And I know she's going through a rough spot right now. So Zelda, I just want to tell you, like I've been telling you, to just stay positive and reach out. One of the things about having a chronic condition, and I know some of you out there probably suffer from this, and it's not just an arthritis thing, it's any chronic condition. You know, you have friends, you have family, you have people around you that genuinely care for you and love you. And even they, I know from experience, get tired of hearing about it, hearing about the aches and the pains and the issues and all that. I know that. It's just human nature. So I know Zelda was struggling with a little bit of that, of reaching out to friends and not having the support that she needed. And so one is, if you don't have a chronic condition, then you don't understand the burden that it is. Not only physically, because it's a physical burden, but the mental and the spiritual burden it is to try and claw through every day, to just try and make it work. You know, if you've got responsibilities, you know, people who don't have chronic conditions, just, they'll be okay listening to you say, oh, you know, I'm not having a good day, but if it's an everyday thing, nobody wants to hear it. And I get that. So that's why a lot of times I think it's good to reach out to support groups with people that have the same, are suffering in the same way, because they do understand. Like, I understand when Zelda reaches out and says, you know what, I am jacked up. I can't even move my shoulder. Yeah, I get that. I've been there. You know, or I can't sleep because I'm in so much pain. Yeah, I've been there too. So I think a lot of times it's almost better to look outside of the home bubble for support, because if you talk to a professional, if you go to a support group, those people are better equipped to help us when we're having one of those low points and low days. So I just want to say, you know, Zelda, and to everyone out there suffering from a chronic condition, I'm sending you all the love and all the healing vibes I possibly can. You guys are always in my prayers. I always pray for my fellow chronic illness sufferers to alleviate our pain. And, you know, even if you don't believe in prayer, you're included in my prayer, because you just never know. Put it out to the universe and you just never know. So that's it on the life update. Like I said, I'm feeling better. It's like a process, you know. It's a process to get off of a medication. It's a process to push through the stress of all that. So I'm getting better, and I'm looking forward to better days, better crafting days. So let's get started with Summer of Romance Cal 2018. Let's talk about some bad boys. Now, in this episode, I'm only going to talk about bad boys because I'm reserving the next episode for bad girls. So I was doing a little research, as you guys know I like to do. And you know, when I say research, you guys know it's very superficial. I love research and I could get sucked down many holes. So I try and keep it light. I try and keep it relevant. But I did do some research about why we love the bad boys. And I came across several articles that I thought were really interesting because I actually just thought it was like, you know, we're attracted to bad boys because, you know, they're hot, they look good, they like motorcycles, they have tattoos. I'm telling you, it's not as simple as that. We have hormones that attract us to bad boys, especially when we women are ovulating, if you didn't know that. They have something that attracts us, which I had no idea about. Have you guys heard of something called the dark triad? I had never heard of it until now. The dark triad is three things: narcissism, psychopathy, and Machiavellianism. I'll put them here, okay? Men who possess those three things have what they call the dark triad. And it's those three things, those three components, that draw women in. I mean, we are very much attracted to men that have those qualities. But from my reading, we're attracted to them, but they're really only good for short-term love, like a fling. They're not the guys that are going to stick around to raise a family. They're not the guys who are going to be the dependable ones. They're not the ones that you plan a life with. They're the ones that you have hot sex with. Yep. Those are the ones that you meet and you have a nice fling, and then you have to move on. You cannot dig your claws into a bad boy because they are no bueno. Now, let me break down these three things. And again, I'll be reading some stuff because I can't remember this stuff. So, guys who have the dark triad, the narcissism, the psychopathy, the Machiavellianism. Okay, so narcissism, and I'll read you from an article that I pulled out, include dominance, a sense of entitlement, and a grandiose self-view. And then from reading the article, it's the reason why a lot of these bad boys also look so good, because they really work at looking good. They really want this. They're looking to take care of themselves because they know that attracts women. Now, narcissism is greater in men than in women. Yes. So this particular quality is a quality found most in men and not as much in women. Even across cultures. That's pretty interesting, right? So this is like a cross-cultural, global thing that men tend to be more narcissistic than women. Now, narcissists are good at starting a relationship, not so good at maintaining one. Now, psychopathy, which I was pretty interested in trying to find out what more of this was, includes callousness, lack of empathy, and antisocial and erratic behavior. Like, none of that stuff sounds good to me. But when you combine it with these other two things, they're like the magnet that draws us in. So they have superficial charm. Again, that thing that's bringing us in. And to quote this article, a sexually exploitative interpersonal stance. I don't know. That's a lot of words. I'm just thinking they just want to get in our pants. That's how I read that. Okay, Machiavellianism is interesting, and I won't go into why it's called that. I think some of you probably already know. It's based on some Italian writers. An Italian writer who wrote a book called The Prince, and I have never read that book. I'm sure some of you have. But Machiavellianism, in terms of the dark triad and in psychology, includes being manipulative, coercive, opportunistic, and it makes these kind of people more promiscuous. So nothing on this list, nothing on the list of the dark triad, if you break it down, seems remotely appealing on its own. But like I said, once you throw them all in a mix, it just creates this male personality that's very much magnetic towards women, especially during ovulation, because women look at a man like that and they think, oh, this man's a good protector, he's very confident, he looks good, so I'll have, you know, pretty kids with him. All these things are just processed through the filter of hormones to make us think that this kind of man is exactly what we want to make babies with. But in the long term, what you find is they can't maintain their relationship. They want to move on. They're promiscuous. They're deceitful. They're manipulative, coercive, all the above. And so I think a lot of times women find a man like that and they think they're going to change him and they'll be able to make them into better partners, but they're really not wired that way. They're really wired to kind of like hit and run, basically. So I thought that was really interesting. So another article talks about, in a more simplistic way, that the bad boys are more attractive. Like I said, they take the time to take care of themselves and make themselves physically appealing. They're more fun. They like the toys. They're more risk takers. They'll have the motorcycles, the fast cars. So we consider them captivating. So we're drawn to that. And like I said, it's hormonal. For some reason, we think that they'll make good mates, but really they don't. That's it. That's the very surface of why we love our bad boys. I went to film and 2 TV shows to find samples of bad boys. And what was funny is that I had the cable man yesterday here at my house, Danny, and he was installing a phone line and he was just moving some stuff around. And I was talking to my husband about this list that I'm compiling. He's driving and I'm talking. And I was saying something about 80s bad boys, and he threw out a name, and I'm like, oh, I said, you know, you're more than welcome to join the conversation. And so I ran my list past my husband Brandon and the cable man Danny, and they thought the list was okay. Now, I only did, I think, 9 or 10 people, so you know I'm leaving a ton of people off, but I will just tell you my compilation of bad boys from film and TV. And if you think I've left people out, I'm sure I have. The other thing is, it's really hard to find bad boys that will inspire a project if you're just looking at what they're wearing, because old bad boys wear black and leather. So I'm going through all these, you know, names, and I'm going through the internet searching for pictures, and I'm like, yeah, this is gonna be really hard. Everybody just wears black and white or black and black. But I did some digging, and I found some pictures that I thought can have some color inspiration for you guys. So if you guys have not settled on a bad boy, some of these might help you on your journey. Bad boy number 1 on my list. This is not about like the top 10. These are just 10 bad boys. But number 1 is Han Solo. He looks so good. Yes. Bad boy number 1. Bad boy number 2. Alright. So I love James Bond, but my favorite James Bond, I have 2. Sean Connery and Pierce Brosnan. Those are the only two Bond that I like. I know other people have issues with that. Those are my Bonds. But the one that I've picked for the Summer Cal inspiration is Sean Connery. Look at that face. Yes. Yes, please. Now, number 3 was so surprising because this is where I was starting to get anxiety. Like, everybody's wearing black. Everybody's wearing leather. Everybody's wearing... But I found a good one. I found Bobby D, Robert De Niro from Goodfellas, wearing this luscious number. Look at that beautiful flamingo pink. This pink is off the hook. Look at that. Bobby D from Goodfellas. I think that's a good one. Now, this one, my husband thought was a good one. He's a big fan. Val Kilmer from not Top Gun. Doc Holliday. I thought that was a good one. I love the vest, you guys. I love the vest. So, Doc Holliday, played by Val Kilmer. Then, I had to put this one on. But again, he was black on black. But John Travolta as Danny Zuko from Grease in the dance scene where he's wearing the black pants and the pink shirt. Hot pink shirt. Hot pink shirt. Most recently, we went to see Black Panther. Really, really enjoyed that movie. Thought this was a great bad boy. Killmonger. Look at the blues. I love this blue. There's greens in there. There's blues and greens. And then you can also pick up colors from here. I think he's a good bad boy. This is a complete... I mean, my husband and I got to give him credit. Because I said, oh my gosh. I went on the internet looking for top 10 bad boy lists on the internet. And the list sucked. They had like... people on there that I'm like, there's no way. And they would leave people off, and I thought, how do you not have them on the list? Well, I thought that Al Pacino from the Godfather series would be a great bad boy, especially in the beginning movies where he's young and he looks good. But no. Al Pacino. Scarface. Look at that. Look at those colors. And I love this look. So Al Pacino from Scarface is a bad boy. Then going to my era, the 80s. This one popped up on a list and I thought, yes, definitely for sure would be a great bad boy. Judd Nelson as Bender from Breakfast Club. Look at that face. Okay, so Bender from Breakfast Club. But that triggered another. This one's from TV. I said, well, if you've got Bender from the movie, then you've got to have Bender from Futurama. He's a total bad boy. Look at him. Cigar, beer, kiss his shiny metal ass. Yeah, he's a bad boy. So Bender and Bender. Oh, this next one. Yes, please. I was thinking I wanted to add some other classic bad boys. The problem is their films were in black and white. And I thought, well, it's going to be difficult because all the pictures were in black and white. But I worked at this because I really wanted to include this man as a bad boy. And look at the colors of this. James Dean, Rebel Without a Cause. Look at that red jacket. Look at those jeans. Look at that face. Yeah, that's a bad boy. I love that one. James Dean. And then, just because, like I said, I wanted to include some of the older bad boys in film. I don't even care that this is in black and white. I don't. I have to show you this picture. Marlon Brando, Streetcar Named Desire. Holy guacamole, look at him. Yes. I don't even care that it's in black and white. Well, I guess you could say black, white, and gray. Look at that face, you guys. I have to put him in there. And then, my current favorite bad boy. Like, if I have time, I don't even care. You know, maybe I'll just crochet a doily inspired by him because I love him so much. Oh yeah. Dean Winchester from Supernatural. Holly, this one's for you. Yes. And he actually has, like 3 looks. He's got this look right here. Then he's got like his suit look when they pretend to be FBI agents. And then he's got his like hunting look where he has like this like army jacket looking thing and some flannel or whatever. But look at that face. It's symmetry. The more symmetrical the face, the more attractive we find it. It's just, I mean, it's science. It's amazing. But yeah, those are the bad boys that I think. I mean, like I said, you know, there's millions of bad boys that we can find, but these are the ones that I really thought of, and I was working hard, and I thought for sure I needed to share. And let me see if I find the picture of my bad boy for the Summer Romance Cal, which is Negan. Which is funny because these two kind of go together, right? So yeah, that is Summer of Romance Bad Boys. So let's talk more about that because I've had this idea for a while that I wanted to do something that I am calling an along kit. And the reason I thought this cal would be a good idea to try it out is because it runs for a couple of months. So it would make sense to do something like this for something that runs more than just a month. It's just like I said, August 13th is when the cal ends. But it's the along kit is something that I came up with that I think would be a fun thing to have for Summer of Romance. And what's in this kit? I created, first of all, I created 2 images that we're using for the Summer of Romance. This one right here that you see behind me, and then this one right here that you've seen Clarissa Beth use it, I've used it, and it's actually the back of what I'm calling the project card. It has the hashtag right here that we're using for the cal, and then the dates that the cal is running. And on the front, what you see, and then you probably can't see it that well here. I will pop in some pictures after I'm done talking about the kit so that you can get a better view of everything that you get. So this is the project card, and it has a space for you to record your project name, the pattern, just the basic information on what you're going to be doing for the project in terms of yarn, in terms of hook size, and any little notes that you want to keep. I've punched in 3 holes on top so that you can put your yarn samples there, and then if you want, you can attach this to a project bag. I'll show you mine. So what I started with mine, this is mine. I've attached some yarn samples right here. I have to attach the red one, but I started out with the gray one. And actually I've attached the 2 yarn cards that I've got for my yarn. And then with that, I can actually attach it to my project bag. I was actually attaching it on the inside of this bag. That way I can keep track of the rows. I have a section on the project card that says last row worked right here. And the reason I do that is because a lot of times when I'm working on multiple whips, I will forget what row I've worked, the last row that I've worked on the project. And then I'm sitting there trying to figure it out. So if you lose your pattern where you've made your notes, if you keep this in the bag at all times, then you can keep track of the last row, the yarn that you used. Like you can see mine here. I've put in my 2 yarns that I'm going to use, and then any notes that you want. So this is your project card, and you get 2 of these when you order the kit. You also get the button that says Bad Boys, Bad Girls, SRL Cal 2018. And then you get, because I like the little lips that I've been using, the little motif of lips, I came up with a little lip stitch marker. So it's a little lip. And when you order this one, the little red jewel that's there, it's going to be shades of red because I have a limited number of these. So you might get one that's like this red, a little bit lighter, maybe like more towards the pink. So this one here, the color will vary on the bead, but it will still be in the red family. So you get the stitch marker. You also get this really yummy strawberry balm. It says SRL Cal 2018. Who do you love? And it's strawberry. This is all natural. I contacted a lady on Etsy to have these made. And actually her shop name, Majestic Lips, is on the wrapper right there. So you get that. And it will all be packaged up in a nice little bag. And then you can purchase that for your Summer of Romance. I just thought it would be a fun little thing to add. And to help us keep track of our project. If you do more than one, then you have more than one card. Those should be up in the Etsy shop by the time this episode airs. If not, just give it another day or so. I'm going to a Chargers football camp tomorrow, Saturday, with my son and my daughter. They're both going to participate. It's a one-day camp. They just like run around and do little drills. But we will be at the Chargers training facility, which is super exciting. So that's what I have for Summer of Romance, Cal. I am so excited. Some of you have already started. Some of you have already started using the hashtag and putting up your pictures, and that's so awesome to see. I mean, I will start the chatter thread shortly after I finish filming this episode. It should have really been up this morning, but just be patient with me. I will have it up for you. And yeah, I can't wait to see what you guys make. It's so exciting. Last summer we had so much fun with that. Now for some Dodgy Bag Mal winners. I can't even say how impressed I am with the participation in this mal. You guys knocked it out of the ballpark. Amazing, amazing, amazing. The bags, how many bags were made, how people made multiple number of bags. I was just so happy to hear comments like, you know, this was the push that I needed to start making, start sewing, or this was the push that I needed to finish bags that I started. It was just, the participation was amazing in this mal. And Allie and I have decided next year we will be doing it again, and I love this mal. So I have picked already through random number generator winners. Originally I was going to have one winner, but I just felt like because so many people participated that I will do more than one winner. And actually I have I have 3 winners. So our grand prize winner is Pebbles and Dino. That's her Ravelry name. I'll put it here, Pebbles and Dino. And her name is Myra. And so, Myra, you are the grand prize winner. You get my dodgy bag that I made for this mail. You'll get a beautiful hang of Lemonade Shop yarn. And then you will also get the newest Crochet Luna pin, as well as your own dodgy bag member pin. So that's coming out to you. I will message you on Ravelry. Just go ahead and send me back your address and I'll get this out to you. Now the next winner is for a dodgy bag button and an enamel pin. And that person is Idaho Crochet Mom. I will put that in here, Idaho Crochet Mom. Her name is Adele, and I will contact you as well to let you know that you've won. Well, if you're watching this, I guess you know you've won, but just so that I can get your address and get that out to you. And because 2 of the winners were US, I was so happy that the next person was a UK viewer. So my 3rd winner is a difficult name to pronounce, or Love Fan. I will put it down here. Her name is Gail. And so Gail, you have won a Ravelry pattern up to $10. So go ahead and let me know what you like and I will send that to you. Thank you so much for participating. Congratulations for winning. And again, thank you to everyone who participated in this mail. And I will see you next year, next summer. The next thing I want to talk about, you guys, I'm such an idiot. Honest to God, this was a disaster, okay? A disaster, capital D. A part of it was a disaster. Thank God. The most important thing was not. So I had made a big deal. I went on and on about how I was taking an idea from Gerard's Ravelry thread about figuring out if you put 3 things out there, which one is true, blah, 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 blah. Even on his thread, I did it wrong. I did it wrong. But on my thread, I wrote the right instructions, but I titled it wrong. So if you go to Ravelry, you'll see a thread that's called What is True. It should be called What is Not True, because what I did is I put 2 facts that were true and 1 that wasn't, and I told you guys to pick the one that was not true. That the instructions are correct. Everybody did a beautiful job. I don't understand what in my head I was thinking by titling What is True, because I don't know, it got convoluted in my head. So even on Gerard's thread, I did it wrong. But I am now ready to explain about what is not true and picking a winner who will win my newest enamel pin. So I wrote 3 sentences, and 9 of you picked out the one that was not true correctly. First sentence: I love tattoo art, and as soon as I was able to, I had a tattoo inked on my back. Number 2, I made an instructional video once with the legendary tennis coach Brad Gilbert that featured Anna Kournikova and the Bryant brothers, one of the most successful doubles team in tennis history. Number 3, I paid for art school by working as a life drawing model. That meant I spent hours upon hours either fully naked, partially naked, or in period costumes. So you had to pick the one that was not true. 9 people, 9 people guessed correctly. So, number 1. I love tattoo art, and as soon as I was able to, I had a tattoo inked on my back. That is true. I have a tattoo of a once a lovely fairy tattooed on my back. Now she's geriatric fairy who needs some support. I don't know what to do with that tattoo. I need to either have it re-inked, covered with a different tattoo, or removed. Now, because of my autoimmune disease, I really don't think I will have another tattoo inked on my body. But because it's on my back and I don't see it, I don't really care. So there, I've had glimpses of her. She's not looking very good. No, she's not. So that is true. I have a tattoo of a fairy inked on my back. Number 2, I made an instructional video once with legendary tennis coach Brad Gilbert that featured Anna Kournikova and the Bryan brothers. That's true. I have a friend, Melissa, hi Melissa if you're watching, who had an agent. She's an actress, and she called me up out of the blue, and I'm telling you, this was like 1,000 years ago. Gosh, could it have been as much as 20 years ago? Could have been, no, it wasn't. Let's just say it was a very, very long time ago. She called me up and said, look, my agent has this job. All you have to go do is feed balls, retrieve balls, and do whatever they ask you to do on a tennis court. They're filming an instructional video. Would you want to go and do that? I said, sure, why not? At that time, I was playing a lot of tennis. I was super fit. I was very confident on the court. So I said, yeah, I'll go. I'm sure I can throw some balls around, and anybody can pick up tennis balls. I get there, and actually I was with my roommate and really, really good friend, Carla. We both get there, and it's freaking Brad Gilbert. If you guys don't know anything about tennis, he coached Agassi. He was a big deal. He is like a really big deal. And I was like, oh, holy cow. And then in walked the Bryan brothers, and I was like, oh my God. So my job was to feed balls to the Bryan brothers while Brad Gilbert instructed about what they were doing. So yes, somewhere out there, I tried looking for it, but I couldn't find it, is an instructional video that will not show my face, but will show balls that I was throwing to the Bryan brothers. Or maybe they were edited out. I don't know. Whatever the deal was, I spent 2 days on a tennis court with Brad Gilbert, the Bryan brothers, Anna Kournikova, who refused to have me feed balls to her, which is fine. That was quite the spectacle, you guys. So here you have, just sidetrack, the most successful doubles team in the world. You have camera crew, all kinds of extra people, totally chill, right? Anna Kournikova shows up the next day, and it was like you couldn't even find a place to stand. And it was all men in suits. It was the craziest thing. And so it was the power of attraction of who she is. That, I mean, it was just crazy. I was in awe of that. How one day things were normal. The next day it was like a freaking circus, because Anna Kournikova was, oh, she was doing a stretching thing. I'll give her that. She was stretching and doing some stretching exercises. But anyway, that is true. Number 3, no, that is not true. I did not pay for art school by posing as a life drawing model. Let me tell you, that is one hard job. I challenge any of you to go stand in front of a mirror for 20 minutes and not move. Because life drawing models are often, when they're doing long poses, they will do them in these 20 and 30 minute stints where they're just sitting, standing, laying down, not moving. And that's gotta be the hardest thing. Like, I know I couldn't do it. So I have mad respect for life drawing models. Actually, any models Because there's models that never take their clothes off. They just are always in costume or clothes. But yeah, I never did that. So the winner is Amber Joy 21. And these are the people who actually got it right. 9 people got it right, and Amber Joy 21, you are the winner. So I will contact you on Ravelry so I can get your prize out to you. And what's funny is that I recorded this segment on the last podcast. I recorded the whole thing. I don't know how, but when I was editing, going, nothing you just said made sense, Claudia. Nothing. Like, the way I had recorded and I was talking about it, it made sense. So I had to edit the whole segment out to sort out what I had done, and realized, yeah, it was bad. But it's all straightened out. It's all good. You guys know that I did not pose naked as a life drawing model to pay for art school. All right. Moving on to the actual crochet in this podcast. The actual crochet. Right there. Only finished object. Right there. That is my really nice, kind of happy with crochet top, which is not really a tunic, which is fine. I actually was looking to make a tunic. It is a pattern found in issue 70 of Simply Crochet. It is called Sleeveless Top by Wendy Yarns. It's beautiful top. I don't have issues with the pattern insofar as that there's no errors. The pattern is easy to memorize. It's a 3-row repeat. Is it 3 rows or 2 rows? 3-row repeat. The only problem that I have, and this is because, like I said, my lack of experience, is that when I have a pattern that involves 2 pieces of crochet, I would like to know how the best way the designer put those pieces together. So when in the pattern it says seam up, how do I seam up? Please tell me how. Because I did it my way, which turned out fine, but if the designer put the piece together in a certain way, I think it would be helpful to let people know. So to just say, take the 2 pieces and seam them up or sew them up, to me, is not helpful. But in the end, it turned out good. I also feel like I like the yarn. It's Wendy yarn. I ordered 5 of these balls. I ended up using 4. This is the yarn. You can see it. It's a little thick. Beautiful color. I love the color. But for a summer top, it felt a little hot for me. This is 100% acrylic, I believe. 100% acrylic. So it just felt a little heavy and warm. It didn't feel light and airy. Now, part of the problem is that as you can see, I've elongated this to a tunic size. So I don't know if because of that it was making me hot, but I did wear it to Knit in Public Day on June 9th. Which is a side note. Can we please call that Knit and Crochet Day? What the hell? Can't we just call it that? I was talking to Faye about that, and she suggested I contact the lady who has put this together, and I think I might send her an email. If I send her an email, if I find a good way to contact her, would you guys be interested in that information so that we can all maybe put a little pledge together and say, listen, we crocheters of the world would love to join that? Or do we just say, screw it, I don't know, it's not a big deal? Anyway, I was at the Knit in Public Day, which I knit in public all the time. Like, I know there's people that have issues with that, Did I just say I knit in public all the time? No. I crochet in public all the time. Like, I have it with me. I don't care where I'm at. I'll bust it out. I have zero issues with crocheting in public. And I think it's nice when people come up to you and ask you, is that knitting? What are you knitting? I don't even care. I'm just like, yeah, I'm crocheting. I always say, yeah, I'm crocheting. And so yeah, I don't have issues with doing that in public. But I know that there's some people that do. So my top, my finished object is my sleeveless top. When I get better pictures, I will put better pictures on my project page. I still have not finished the details of this in the project page on Ravelry, but I will do that. That is my FO for the day for this podcast. Next, I have, oh, and I'm also entering, so I'm entering this in the Summer Top Cal run by Faye of the Crochet Circle Project. And I'm also going to enter it in the Love Yourself Cal that Hannah is running. So, Summer Top Cal runs through July 22nd. So you've got another like almost month to get something into that. I might have a second project in there. And then the Love Yourself Cal run by the Cozy Cottage Crochet, I'll put it down here, which is Hannah, runs through June 30th. So you still have another, what, 2 weeks that you can get a project in? So you should do it, totally. So next one is upcoming Cals. I am not looking, excuse me, I am not looking to participate in any other Cals except for 2. Sorry, I just took way too big of a gulp of water there. I'm going to participate in the Summer Romance Cal, which I'm, as you know, I'm doing the Blurred Line Sweater by Addie Day Design, using my beautiful yarn from Wolfie Wool, which is my Negan's Revenge and Smoke, which I'll probably show you in a different part of this segment when I talk about some acquisitions. So that's the Cal that I will be participating in. And I had a very lovely birthday surprise. Penny, who is Rocket Mountain Penny on Ravelry, sent me a birthday gift. And she said that she saw that I had not purchased this on my Ravelry patterns page. So she gifted me that skimming stones mystery crochet along from the Crochet Project, which is awesome because I was like on the fence about it. Do I really want to start another shawl? I'm a little shawled out right now. I'm looking more to do garments, but she purchased this for me and I immediately thought, I know what I want to use. Though Eden Cotton Yarns is the one doing packs for this Cal, and the colors are very pastel-y, very soft, and I didn't go that route. I'll show you what I have. It requires you to have 4 20-gram minis and 1 400 and 36 yard hank of yarn. I had received a gift from Charlie of the Love Charlie podcast a while ago, which included these beautiful River Knits minis that happened to be 20 grams each. And I happen to have a skein of a hank of candy skein yarns in blue corn chip, which is this one. So I thought these would look awesome together, right? But I needed a 4th mini, and I went through my stash. I went through my stash 3 times, and I could not find something to fit these colors. Then I thought maybe just something neutral would work. And I found this one was just a little off-white. So I thought, you guys tell me, do you think this works? I'm doing that for my skimming stones. This is a beautiful tonal color. Look at that. I love it. And then, of course, River Knits with their gorgeous, gorgeous yarn. Look at that. So it's going to be that. And then that. I think that'll work. I think I'm going to be okay. I don't want to go buy more yarn. So that starts June 20th. So those are the only 2 cows. Unless I can enter these things and double dip or triple dip, I'm not looking to start a new cow this summer. This should hold me through the whole summer. So the mystery crochet along, I'm excited because I've never done a mystery crochet along. Never have done it. I know some people are it's not their cup of tea, but I'm like, I'm gonna try it just to say I do or I don't like it. So that's where I'm at with that. And so thank you so much, Penny, for thinking of me on my birthday. I had quite the lovely birthday. I basically slept. I think, yes, my husband took me out to have lunch, and then I didn't do much. I rested that day. I think I've already talked about that. Okay, now I am working. I have to go get it. The next thing I'm going to talk to you about is what I'm working on. And I have only one active whip that I'm working on this week. And that is this pattern called Tide Pool Tank by Angela Plunkett. It's just a simple top with a little bit of a detail here on top, which I thought was really pretty. And like I said, I'm a little shawled out right now, and so I want to make some garments that I can wear. I am using Novato yarns. This is an Omega Yarn Company yarn. This is the same yarn that I used for my skull jumper, which I still need to finish. I believe Catherine from Crafternoon Treats might be hosting a finish along. I might have to jump on that. Although I did say I wouldn't be in any cows, but I need to finish that jumper. So I have this in this really pretty turquoise color, and I've done that much. There's my little Crafternoon Treats sheepy sheep. Oh, there you go. She's so cute. So it's just right now back and forth on until I get to the desired length, and then I'll make a back panel and then seam them up together. So that's what I've been working on. But I'm so excited to be starting my sweater, my blurred line sweater this week. I want to welcome 3 new people to the Ravelry group who took the time to introduce themselves. One is Chris. She is KB1901KB, and she lives with 6 cats, 2 rabbits, and a husband. So, welcome, Chris. Then I've got, I'm gonna butcher your name. Ilsa. I'll put the name here. She is Rav name Crochet, and she is from the Netherlands, so welcome. And then I've got Abby, who is Majesty 1, and she has a cat named Trouble, because I think he gets into trouble a lot. So welcome all 3 to the Ravelry group, and thank you so much for introducing yourselves. I want to say something about the Ravelry group, which I'm excited about, because of the popularity of the Dodgy Bag Mal. Because so many people shared so much wonderful information on that thread. I have decided to start a bag thread in the same vein as the Sock It To Me thread. You know, Sock It To Me is a thread where people share their socks ask questions. We have a resin sock expert, which is Tamara from Crafty Escapism. But I will start a new thread, and it's going to be called Bagorama. Bagorama! And there you can share your works in progress, your finished objects, ask questions, and if I can recruit a sewing person and a sewing expert, let me know if you would like to be a moderator for that group. I would love to have somebody with some sewing experience be able to help us out when we have questions on our dodgy bag sewing. It's going to be called Bagorama, and it should be up by the time this podcast goes up. You guys, I am like dying of thirst. Can you see the light changing right here? It's like following me. Whoop. Now I'm in the light. No, I'm not. I gotta wrap this up. I'm almost done. I'm almost done. Okay. Let's move on to Yarnopolis. This is my acquisition segment. I don't have a lot. No, I don't. I have... Wait a minute. Hold up. Hold your horses. I have forgotten something. Hold up. I'm back. I have another work in progress. It is living in my beautiful... I mean, this is like... You should be ashamed to put this in a dodgy bag. Enter it in a dodgy bag, Sandra. This is perfection. Look at this bag. There's nothing dodgy about it. It is perfect. It is simply the loveliest little bag this side of England. Look at this. This is my bag that Sandra from the Cherry Heart podcast sent to me. And I love it so much. Sandra, thank you so much for thinking of me and sending me this absolutely beautiful bag. Like I think you even make your cords. Look at these cords. Perfect, perfect, perfect in every way. But what's living in here? Well, if you follow me on Instagram, you know that I've been attempting to knit. And I was really excited when Sandra announced that she was hosting a CAL, which is her Cherry Heart Make-Along. I will put the actual name here. And so I was looking through her patterns, and I thought, you know what, it's time. I really got to buckle down and figure out this knitting situation. And so I picked to do her new pattern, Garters Ahoy, which is all, you know, garter stitch, and it's got some like really pretty ribbing. And I have this yarn, I've had this yarn from Long Dog Yarns for a long time. Originally, if you remember, I was going to use this for my hypnotic eye, which I decided not to because I thought somebody suggested it would look like a big pink eye, and I was so turned off by that I couldn't get over it. So this is my beautiful, beautiful yarn from Long Dog Yarns. The name of this, I don't remember. I will have to look it up. If I find it, I'll put the name of the yarn, the colorway here. So I've been working on my shawl. I don't even know how to hold this stuff. Okay, here we go. Whatever. Okay, here. This is my shawl that I made. I think this is a stitch marker that Hannah sent me. Look at that pretty green stitch marker. So it's been a challenge because I don't knit. I'm not a knitter. And the pattern is easy, but if I make mistakes, I don't know how to fix them. So I have found that my local yarn shop, Yarning for You in San Marcos, has something called a help desk on Fridays. So you go in there and you pay a small fee, and then an expert knitter helps you to fix your mistakes. So I went 2 weeks ago when I had a bunch of stuff going on, and then I posted a picture on Instagram a couple of days ago of something that had happened and I had no clue how to fix. So I went today, Friday, and I had the lady help me fix this section of my shawl because I had drop stitches. I don't know what the heck I did that even she, the master expert knitter, was like, this is a challenge. She's like, yeah, I don't think you would have been able to figure this out. Heck no, I can't even, I can barely pick up a drop stitch. So this is what I'm working on. Now, if you'll notice, this looks tiny, right? That's because I'm using the wrong size yarn. The pattern calls for DK weight. I'm using fingering weight. I don't care. This is the halfway point. This is the halfway point of the shawl. So I still have another this much to go. Whatever the length is, it's going to be okay, because I think what I want to do is I want to gift it to my daughter, which I'll have to rethink that, because now that I'm saying that to you, she doesn't like the color pink. I will find a home for this shawl if it looks like I cannot use it myself. I will not be, I just can't see myself restarting it. I just want to finish this. This has to be finished. I've learned a lot. I've learned that knitting is a little, look at this. There's something else going on here that I just noticed. Look at that. See that? What the heck happened there? See what I mean? So, the lady suggested I put a lifeline before I move forward, but now that I'm seeing this here, you expert knitters, is that a drop stitch? Did I drop something there? I don't know. It's learning. I'm learning. I find that the biggest challenge for me knitting is that I don't know how to read my knitting, and so it's hard to visualize how to correct it. When in crochet you just kind of frog things, and it's a much simpler, it's more clear in my head how to fix crochet. It's not clear at all in my head how to fix knitting. So but I'm getting wonderful support, and what I wanted to say for people who want to try and knit is that I think it's a really good idea to find somebody who knows how to knit and who is willing to help, to be the support that you need, because that's what's keeping me going, that I know that I can go to Yarning For You and that somebody there will help me fix my knitting, because the yarn is beautiful. This is absolutely gorgeous. I love the way this is looking. I really, really do. But I don't want to frustrate myself by trying to fix things that I have no idea how to fix. So I save it for every Friday, it seems like now. I go to Yarning For You and I fix my problems. I don't know that I'll get this done. I want so badly to get this done for the cow, but at the rate that I'm going, it's like 2 steps forward, 1 step back. I don't know that I'm going to finish it, but I'm going to try really, really hard, because I'm excited about that I'm actually doing the knitting that I thought I wanted to get into this year, and learn about knitting. And of course, this was a big motivation too, because look how beautiful my project looks in this bag. It's perfection to coordinate it. So I'm like, I want to be in my bag, I want to be looking at my pretty bag, and I want to see my pretty yarn in my pretty bag, so that keeps me going back for more. Sandra also sent me this. Well, she sent me delicious chocolate that I shared maybe a couple bites with my kids, but really, I ate it all. I did. Beautiful minis. Look at these minis, you guys. Look at these. These are so pretty. Love them. I really like this one here with all these pinks. I love this. Look at that. She sent me some sticky notes and some chocolate and the minis and the beautiful bag, and so I want to say thank you to Sandra. And yeah, this is my knitting project that I'm working on. Okay, so going back to Yarnopolis, as I was saying to you, I was in contact with a really nice lady on Instagram. Her name is Margarita, and she lives in New Jersey. She's puertorriqueña. Hola Margarita, ¿cómo estás? She mentioned that I think she was going to take a trip out here, or she's been here before, and had I gone to the store called Daiso Japan. And I said, no. And she goes, I think there's one close to you. And I thought, okay. She says, it's sort of like the 99-cent store that we have here, but it has really nice things. Though my 99-cent store has some pretty nice things. She goes, you should go check it out. And I happened to be picking up my cousin Evelyn, who has agreed to podcast with me. So maybe next episode, Evelyn will be with us. She took a trip. Okay, tangent here. She took a trip to Washington or Oregon. Where did you go? Colorado? And she went to like 2 different yarn shops and bought this amazing yarn. And I said, you've gotta come on the podcast and talk about your beautiful yarn and the fact that she's actually crocheting a Jessica shawl, which I have not done anything on mine. So look for a podcast soon to have Evelyn on. So I went to pick up Evelyn at the airport, and I said, you know what, I have someone who suggested that we go to the store. It's like right on the way home. Let's stop. Loved it. Loved it, loved it, loved it. I found 1,001 super cute things at that store. And I bought these with the thought that I could use them as prizes in the podcast. I'll go over. And they had, she told me they would have crochet hooks. They had crochet hooks. I think I bought one. But they had cute little tape measure like that bear one. And they had this other one right here. So I bought 2 tape measures. Everything is, I think, $1.50 in this place. Or less. Yeah, something like that. Anyway, look at this cute little drawstring fish bag for like little notions, but it's like a little fish. So cute. And I found this cute little fish that you can attach to whatever. Then I found, you know, it's funny, they had a lot of things that had English on it, but it was just slightly off. Some of the stuff that was translated, the way it was translated was slightly off. But I did find this one that said hello, and it has a cute little bear with a cat on top. I thought this was a good one for hooks. It fits crochet hooks perfectly, so this would be a great little prize. Then I found llama sticky notes. More llama sticky notes. Actually, these might be, yeah, these are sticky notes. And then a whole little like stationery set that has, oh, you can't even see it. It has sheep and llamas. Got sheep and llama stickers and like a little note card. And then these are little sheep and llama tabs that you can use to separate your pages with. I thought those were so cute. And then I really, really like this pad. Sheep party animal. So I bought just like a little collection of things that I thought would go good with prizes for the podcast. And then I did make one great find purchase. They had lots of bags there, lots of different kinds of bags. But I found this bag. And look, I put this little cute little cat there. This is like a storage, I don't know what, but it was such a perfect size, I thought, for hanks of yarn, that I decided to store my my hanks for the Summer of Romance project in it. Open it. So it fits all of my Summer of Romance yarn in here. All of it. Oh, and I did keep one of the bags for hooks. So I figured these will keep them dust free, and as I need them, I will wind them up. Actually, because I'm going to alternate skeins, I think I'm going to have two at the same time. But for the most part, my project will live in this Harris tweed bag that Faye from the Crochet Circle podcast and Knit It, Hook It, Craft It sent me when we did a bag exchange. So that's going to live there. But the rest of the time, my yarn will live in here. So I want to say thank you to Margarita for the suggestion of going to this place. They had everything there. They had cute bowls and like dishware, and I bought this melon flavored candy that was so good. So yes, this has been my only acquisition really, is all these cute little things. I mean, how could you not love that? Look at that. And with that, we come to a segment that I have not been featuring. Pattern Palooza. I think I've left Pattern Palooza out the last couple of podcasts. So I wanted to give you a good Pattern Palooza this podcast. And I worked hard to find lots of patterns that I thought you guys would like. And actually what I did is I said to myself, let me find patterns that I would like to crochet, and then maybe that is a better way of doing things. In the past, I've thought of themes like shirts or blouses or socks, but this time I thought, what are some of the patterns that are just calling my name, and I will share those. And the way I did it is, when I did the search on Ravelry, I went to the very last page and worked back. So these are patterns I had never even seen. Now with Ravelry, if you do that, for example, I did crochet shawls and there was like 500 pages. Well, there's like a good 10 pages of patterns with no images. So you just kind of have to go through those pages until you get to where images start appearing. But these patterns that I've chosen are pretty fantastic. The first one I have for you for Pattern Palooza is called Tranquil by Sarah Hazel. Now she designs for Erica Knight, so this is in the Erica Knight Ravelry store. So this is the pattern here, but because this is such a small picture, I decided to print out a bigger one for you. It's a really, really long wrap. I think this is really pretty. Here's a little detail on it. So that's Tranquil by Sarah Hazel. This is a paid-for pattern. Just be aware of that. But again, very nice pattern. Now, this is a free pattern. It's called Slanted Little Fans Wrap by Jessie Rabot, R-A-V-O-T. She is Jessie at home. She has a blog, and it's very colorful. Look at this. Again, I printed out a better copy for you so that you could see it. This is a free pattern on Ravelry. Look at those colors. Isn't that so pretty? I thought that was really, really pretty. The next one is called Color Beams, Rayon de Couleur by Annette Patavi? Annette Patavi, I guess. You know me and names. But it's a very, very colorful wrap. It's right here, and I have a better picture. I actually have a picture of it from the back so that you can see how pretty the color work looks. So that is Color Beams by Annette Batavi Designs on Ravelry. Again, I will put those links in the show notes. Now, this one I am in love with. I have to make this. It's called Autumn's Edge by 10 Hours or Less. That's what it's called. It is this gorgeous leaf motif, I guess, and it's got like the black yarn, which you know I'm not a big fan of, but look at the way it works. Like a circle. And I have a better picture here for you. I love the way this looks, and I think this is like a gradient yarn that's used to make the leaf pattern. I'm really liking this like for fall, and I really like the black, even though you guys know black is a bitch to work with. Okay, this one blew my mind. I have to make this. You know I'm all shelled out, so it's not going to happen anytime soon. But this is a must make. I didn't say, but Color Beams is a paid pattern, and Autumn's Edge is also a paid pattern. This one is called Stubborn by Elitsa Shevnavia. Why do I even try? I will put the name here. This is the pattern. It is a paid for pattern. You can see what it looks like. And I have a better picture of it. It's stunning. I really think this is stunning. Look at that. Look at all the different colors that you can use. Love it. So this is Stubborn. It is a paid for pattern. I also have two vests. Well, one's a vest. Circle Vest Shrug by Patricia Hodson. It's a vest. This is also a paid for pattern, but look how pretty this vest looks. Really, really like the way that looks. And it looks like a quick make. This uses Vanna's Choice yarn, I believe. Vanna's Choice Solids, yeah. I thought that was really pretty. And this is a free pattern, the one I'm going to talk about. It's called Glimmery Shrug, and it uses Vanna's Glamour yarn. This is a free pattern, I'm sorry, a free pattern from the Lion Brand website. There's a front. Here's the back of it. I like that it's got the ribbing here is giving it form. I don't like those shrugs that are just like a big blob in the back. I don't like those. But this one seems like, because of the ribbing that you have down here, that it has some shape to it. And this is, like I said, a free pattern in the Lion Brand website. The last one is also a free pattern. It's called Color Block Tunic from Yarnspirations. This is a really hard one to read because the way that it's styled on the page. So this is the top right here, okay? And they're styling it with different kinds of clothing and things like that. But because this is a free pattern, I'll show you the diagram. This is what it looks like. It's just a simple top. And the top part is one color, and the bottom part is a secondary color, which I'm sure you can use whatever colors you want. But I like that it has a little bit of a sleeve, because I like that. I like having a little bit of a sleeve. So this is from Yarnspirations, and it is also a free pattern. So that's it. I just want to mention that I have 2 new buttons that will be going on Etsy. Well, they both say the same thing, not a yarn snob. And I'm trying again, you know, I'm trying different things. This is a 1.5 inch button. It's a little bit bigger than the ones that I usually make. And then this is the 1.25 inch button, not a Yarn Snob in yellow. So I'll tell you what my two issues are. I love the buttons. I love especially this one. I think that the yarn ball could be a little bit smaller on this one, so it reads more like a yarn ball, but I'm not like unhappy with the way that looks. This one I am a little bit concerned, and that will be reflected probably in the price of this button, to be honest with you, because it says not a yarn slob, but you can't not a yarn slob. Did you hear what I just said? Not a yarn snob, Claudia, because I can be a yarn slob. It says here, and you can't read it down here, there's letters that say equal opportunity yarn lover. You can't read them. So this one you can. This one not so much, but you can see the size difference too. These both will be on my Etsy shop by the time you get the podcast. I mean, by the time this podcast is visible on YouTube. Yes. So I've covered everything, and I am so glad. I am Crochet Luna on Instagram, Ravelry, Facebook. My blog is Crochet Luna. I'm Crochet Luna on Instagram. Reach out to me in any of those platforms. I'm mostly active on Instagram, to be honest with you. That's my bread and butter right now, is Instagram. I love looking at Instagram to see what people are doing, and I post a lot on Instagram, so you can find me there. Again, I want to say a big thank you for all new subscribers. Thank you for all returning subscribers. You inspire me all the time. I wish you well. I wish you good health. We are nothing without our health, so take care of each other. Take care of yourself. Do something that will help you health-wise. Now, I'm not asking you to jump on a vegan bus and become vegans. No. I'm just saying, if you can do one thing today that will help you feel better health-wise, just do it. That might just mean drinking a little more water. With the heat and the summer, remember, we need to drink more water. So even if that just means that you consciously make the note that you're going to drink a little more water every day, just do it. It's good for you. But I wish you all the health. I wish you nothing but good things. Know that I am sending you good healing vibes, and that this is going to be a great summer. We're going to have a lot of fun. I'm sending you a big hug, and crochet on, and thank you so much for watching. Bye.